18 years ago, I left everything familiar behind and moved to Canada. I thought the hardest part would be building a new life, finding opportunities, and adapting to a new country. But nobody warned me about the emotional side of starting over, the loneliness, the doubts, and the moments when you miss the life you left behind. Today, I want to share the things that nobody tells you about starting over in a new country. When people talk about moving to a new country, they usually talk about the exciting parts, they talk about the new opportunities, the beautiful places, the better future they hope to create. And yes, those things are real. But today, I want to talk about the side of starting over that people don't really talk about, the emotional side, that part where you feel excited but you're also scared, the side where you feel grateful but sometimes lonely, the side where you're building a new life but you still miss the life you left behind. I've been living in Canada for 18 years, and when I look back at my journey, I realized that moving to a new country was not just about changing where I lived, it changed who I became. When I first came to Canada, I had dreams like many immigrants do. I wanted a better future. I wanted opportunities. I wanted to build something for myself. But what I quickly learned is that starting over means becoming a beginner again. And that is not always easy. You can be educated, you can have experience, you can be confident. But when you arrive somewhere new, there's so many things you have to learn again. You have to learn how things work. You have to learn how the people relate to each other. You have to understand a new culture. You have to build new relationships. You have to find your place. And sometimes that can make you question yourself. You can start asking yourself whether you're doing the right thing. Are you doing enough? Are you going to be successful at this new place? You ask yourself, will I ever feel truly at home here? I think many immigrants understand this feeling. You are building a new home, but a part of your heart will always remember the old one. The loneliness people don't see, and one thing that you should understand about moving countries is that the hardest moments are not always the big moments. Sometimes it's the small things, missing family celebrations, not being there for important moments, missing funerals. Some of your friends unfortunately leave when you're away. Sometimes it's wishing you could sit down with someone who has known you your whole life. Because when you move somewhere new, you're not only leaving a place, you are leaving a version of yourself. The person who lived there, the person who had the familiar streets, familiar faces, and familiar routines. And then you arrive somewhere new and you have to introduce yourself all over again. You have to create a new story. But I also want to say something important. Even though starting over was not always easy, Canada gave me so much. Canada gave me opportunities, lots of opportunities, a place to grow, the chance to become a mother and raise my children. It also gave me an experience that shaped me. It taught me independence. It taught me patience. It taught me that I am stronger than I thought. Sometimes we don't realize our own strength until life puts us in situations where we have to find ourselves, where we have to find our strength. There were moments where I had to figure things out. Moments that I had to keep going even when things were not easy. And looking back, I am proud of I'm proud of that woman who kept pushing forward. If I could give advice to someone who is starting over in a new country, I would say give yourself time. Guys, I'm sorry, I'm sweaty. Do not compare your beginning to someone else's middle. Everyone's journey looks different. Some people find their feet quickly. For others, it takes years, and that is okay. Building a new life takes time. Also, don't lose yourself while trying to fit into a new place. Try to learn the culture. Respect the country that welcomes you, but remember who you are. Your background, your experiences, and your stories are very valuable. You don't have to erase yourself to belong. After 18 years in Canada, I can honestly say that this country became a big part of my story. It is where I built memories. It is where I experienced motherhood. It is where I learned lessons that I will carry with me forever. And one thing I have learned is that home is not always just one place. Home can be the memories you create. Home can be the people you love. Home can be the different chapters of your life. For you who's watching this and maybe you've moved to a new country, or maybe you're thinking about starting over, I want you to know that the journey will have beautiful moments and difficult moments. There will be days when you feel like you're exactly where you're supposed to be. And there will be days when you feel like you want to question everything. Both are normal. You just have to keep going, keep going. Your story is still being written. And sometimes the hardest chapters become the chapters we are most proud of. Thank you so much for watching. If you're someone who has also started over in a new country, doesn't matter which country you are, it could be as long as you're out of your home country, I would love to hear your story in the comments. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.